Thanks to his roles in Selma and The Butler, David Oyelowo is one of Britain's most successful Hollywood stars. And at the moment, he's winning rave reviews for his performance in Shakespeare's Coriolanus at the National Theatre. Now, he joins us this morning alongside his former secondary school drama teacher, Professor Jill Foster, who he credits with transforming his life. And that is not an understatement, David. And if you don't mind, Jill, I will come to you because he may not have been sitting here if it wasn't for you and your guidance and everything else over the years. And you really did allow David to look into a world that I'm guessing, David, you thought was just completely inaccessible for a long time, but you saw that there was talent and that it was available.
Yes, very early on, when I was teaching David, he stuck out straight away. His ability to understand and then interpret a text at the age of 18 was really extraordinary. And I wasn't unaware that there would be huge obstacles to a young person in David's position, but I did think it was probably worth him having a shot at it.
Mm-hmm. And this, of course, I mean, acting was never something that you thought you could maybe do, David. You just did, it wasn't on the radar at that point.
No, you know, I had Nigerian parents, and typically with immigrant families, the aspiration for their kids is not the arts, it's academia. But because I was afforded the opportunity to do the arts at GCSE, which opened my appetite for it, and then taking theatre studies at A-level, which is where I met Jill, and her opening my eyes to a world that I didn't really think I had access to in terms of the texts we studied and the plays we did and the plays we went to see, and then her encouraging me, because of what she saw in me, to think of it as something I could do professionally, and helping me with my auditions for drama school, helping me get into Lambda, sending me to the youth theatre where I actually ended up meeting my wife at the age of 18.
Also responsible for that,
Jill. I know. I owe you a lot, Jill. I owe you a lot.
Because there's a serious decline in the number of young people taking part in the arts, and this is a problem, Jill, and it's something you want to really try to change.
Yeah, it's a real problem. People might not be aware that in 2015, the previous government introduced legislation that made the study of the arts at GCSE optional rather than compulsory in state education. And unsurprisingly, the result has been a catastrophic decline in the numbers of students taking arts at GCSE, which has been impacting on subsequent ability to study at A-level and BTEC, and also on higher education in institutions like London South Bank University, where I teach, but also the drama schools and the conservatoire. And the problem is this is creating a huge skills gap, that effectively it feels as if what's happened is we've taken a sledgehammer to our talent pipeline and smashed it. Because if we no longer have young people with the confidence to move into further education and training, then the industry is eventually going to suffer as well as the impact on young people from not having access to the transformative power of the arts. And I think, you know, disproportionately, this move is affecting working class students and young people particularly. And I think, you know, David speaks really eloquently of the impact that the arts have had on his life. And we're in danger of really minimising that for the wide range of talent that's out there.
Well, I simply wouldn't be at the National Theatre doing Coriolanus right now without art being compulsory at GCSE, because my particular parents would not have encouraged me to do the arts. That's where my appetite was opened. That's where I gained access. And with a 40% decline, I mean, I think it's 40% of state schools no longer offering drama or music at all in the country. There is every chance that me, today, in terms of, I would not encounter a Jill Foster, because, you know, I just wouldn't be encouraged towards the arts.
Be there, and you opened the door to this world, and that's all. And it takes one person sometimes to make the difference.
Literally, I remember you stopping me outside Holloway Road Tube Station. I was in my gap year after doing A-levels. I was going to be a lawyer, as my dad wanted me to be. And Jill said to me, I wouldn't say this to all of my students, but I think you have what it takes to do this professionally. And that was my world completely. I didn't know what drama school was. She introduced me to that. You know, it was it was just life-changing. And it's not just access to that education, but it's access to teachers like Jill who have dedicated their lives to not only the arts, but arts education to be able to encourage someone like me, growing up on a council estate in Islington. I just wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now without her.
And to sit at the National Theatre, to see you perform there, alongside Oprah Winfrey. I do have to give Oprah a big mention because she did fly 5,000 miles to come see you on stage, David, which was, again, another wonderful moment. And a wonderful moment for you too, Jill. You must have that sort of parental kind of love where you feel pride.
Absolutely. It's so moving to me to see David at the top of his game professionally, and to meet Oprah, I have to say, was a particularly thrilling moment.
Of course, you're allowed to say that, and it's Oprah. Absolutely.
She's come to see me 3 times in the play.
I have.
Which is just so sweet.
He gets better every time.
That's absolute support. How does it roll off the tongue, Bond? James
Bond. How did we
Does
get
it roll
to
off the tongue naturally, David? Purely because there are many, many whispers out there that you could be our next Bond. I know you believe he can. I know that.
Believe he can.
I think we all do. It's whether you want to do it, David.
I think it would be. I think it might be Oprah.
OK, well, if Jill likes it, then I'm all about it.
I think if Jill backs it, it's got to happen. Absolutely.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Barbara Broccoli, wherever you are.
Yes, she will be watching. David, it's wonderful to meet you, and thank you, Jill. And what a wonderful person you are. We've so many people in that role exactly like you that just want to back students and to give them the best opportunity. And where would some of us be without that? So
I don't know where. I love you, Jill. Thank you so much.
It's so important. And you can see David at Coriolanus at the National Theatre until the 9th of November.
That's correct.
Very much. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you both.